Students, today we are going to start a new poem, that is The Road Not Taken. It is written by the poet Robert Frost. This well known poem is about making choices and the choices that shape us. Robert Frost is an American poet who writes simply but significantly and about common ordinary experiences. So before beginning with the explanation, I will tell you in the poem The Road Not Taken, the road symbolizes our life. The poet says that the path that we don't choose in our life is the road not taken. He describes his feelings about that choice that he had left in the past. The path which have chosen decides our future, our destination. The important message that poet wants to give is that the choice that we make has an impact on our future. We all know that whatever choices we are going to make, they are going to influence our future. And if we make a wrong choice, we regret it about, but we cannot go back on it. So we must be wise while making choices. Now let's begin with the poem. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry, I could not travel both. So I will take up these two lines as first. The poet has come into the deep autumnal wood, means autumn season woods, autumn season forest, where two roads have diverged, divided into two ways like a fork with that fork you used to eat noodles. Immediately, the poet understands that as a traveler, traveling both the roads is impossible. Obviously, the poet has to take one road. Here, two roads are meant two ways of life. Yellowwood symbolizes the autumnal forest because of the yellow color. First line is a metaphor where two roads are implicitly compared with the ways of life. There is a sense of antithesis that the poet first thought of traveling both the roads, then discarded the idea. Then, and be one traveler, long I stood and looked down as one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. So the three lines, the poet in utter state of duality means confusion, means he was not able to choose between the two. He examines both the roads as he finds himself in dilemma about the choice of road. He was confused. At first he looked down the first road to the utmost to check whether it will be suitable or not. Line 2, 3, and 4 are examples of anaphora as the lines begin with the same word. You can see and. This situation is known as anaphora. He found that the first road has bent in the undergrowth. Undergrowth means bush. The poet here, in regard to the choice of life, considered the word undergrowth as unknown word. Then, next line, then took the other, just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and unwanted wear. Then the poet decided to check the other road. The second one, which he found similar to the first one, as just as fair is an example of simile, the use of as. The poet then found the other road to have better prospect because he found the other road to be less traveled and grassy one. This shows that the poet is risk taking and adventurous. Wanted wear is an example of personification. Though, as for that passing there, had warned them really about the same. Now, again, a little bit change of mind is there. But when the poet passed through the road, he found that both the roads are equally traveled. So, this is an example of antithesis. First, The poet finds the first road to be more traveled one, but now he says that both the roads to be equally traveled. And both that morning equally lay in leaves, no step had trodden black. The poet here goes in the flashback, in the memories. When he came in the morning, he found that both the roads were looking same, and both the roads were covered with autumnal leaves that trees used to shed in this season. It was tough for him to identify the real road, as in the morning he was the first person to walk on the roads, but he could not decide the right one, as no step had smashed the leaves on the roads to allow him to go for the right one. So, the above two lines are an example of imagery. So, the poet is confused because now he had to decide by his own, because it's the morning time and not even a single person has put his steps on the leaves. So, next, oh, I kept the first for another day. Yet, how way leads on to way. I doubted if I should ever come back. Now, again, he was thinking. The poet here saves the first road for another day. He decides that this one I will take some other day. He knows the fact that one way leads to another way and coming back is impossible. Then in the third line, he affirms, saying that he is enough doubtful of returning and walking on the first road. The third line and fifth line is an example of antithesis, as the lines contradict the statements. I shall be telling with this with a sigh. This line is the example of poet's failure in choosing the right road. He uses the word sigh, which reflects that he is disappointed about the decision. Somewhere edges and edges hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by. He accepts the fact that he is failure in taking the right decision. Edges and edges is an example of alliteration. He says that he will announce this very incident where he faced two similar looking roads and chose the less travelled one, and that has made all the difference. The poet here affirms that his choice of the road has brought a big difference in his life in negative manner. One more time I'm going to summarize the poem for you. So, once the poet was walking down a road and there was a diversion. There were two different paths and he had to choose one out them. The poet says that as he was one person, he could travel one road only. He had to choose one out of these two roads. Yellow wood means a forest with leaves which are wearing out. They have turned yellow in color. The reason of autumn. It represents a word which is full of people where people have been living for many years. They represent people who are older than the poet. The poet keeps standing there and looked at the with carefully path very carefully as far as he could see it. Before taking the path, he wanted to know how it was it suitable for him or not. He was able to see the path till from where it curved, after which it was covered with trees and was hidden. It happens in our life also. When we have choices, we have alternatives, but we have to choose only one out of them. We take time to think about the pros and cons, whether it is suitable for us or not, and only then we take a decision on what path we should choose. The poet kept on looking at one path for a long time to check if it is the right path for him or not. And then he decided and started walking on another path because he felt that both the paths were equally good. Even in our life, we take any path or option, but all of them have the same benefits, disadvantages, problem, challenges, and we must face them. We think that we are choosing a better option, but it is not that way. Here, the poet says that both the paths were similar that morning, Both had leaves on them. No one had stepped on them as it was the morning time. Similarly, even in our life, once we choose an option, we must keep on moving ahead with that option, and we never get a chance to come back and take the other option that we had earlier. He says that in future he will take a deep breath and say that once upon a time he had reached such a point in life that there were two options for him, and he traveled on that road which had been traveled upon by a lesser number of people. This is a very strong message for all the students that you should be wise and be careful while making choices out of the options that you have in your life, because your future depends on the choices that you make today. So this is all about the summary of the poem and the explanation I have made to you. So we will do the exercises in the next video. Till then, revise the poem and have a nice day.